welcome to A Trouble Shared. This is episode 14. We went and crept up on you there, people. Episode 14, just out of nowhere. My name is Johnny Cochrane, and I am someone who clearly likes to help people solve problems, but I'm not here alone. I'm joined by someone who would trouble if she had the opportunity. Her name is Twayna Mayne. How you doing, Twayna?
I'm fine, thanks, Johnny. I think that's the best intro yet. I would trouble. That's apt. That's perfect. Thank you very much. I'm good.
And I'm gonna let everyone peek behind the curtain a bit here. I went off dome with that. I didn't have that pre-prepared, just off the top of my head. Some people think it's magic, but no, it's just, years of honing the craft. Trouble. There you go. There you go. You might even be radiating right now, Twayna. Feeling radiant right now?
I am. I'm not at work, which is good. That seems to bring out the worst in me. If you've been with me in my place of work in the last couple of weeks, you realise that I'm just a bit pissed off. And I let it rip the other week. Classic style. If you've ever had an argument with me, then you'll know. I had one of those. It was a great one. I felt great. Yeah.
Twayna works with vulnerable people, if anyone was wondering.
I work with the vulnerable and ever so sensitive, and I whip them into shape.
Yeah, at Weatherspoons.
Yeah.
And no, that's good. Twayna, we always start with one of our troubles. And the last time, or one of the last episodes we recorded, I told you about my car.
How is it?
I said I was on a wing and a prayer, hoping for good news that Renault Capture would survive and we'd be on to bigger and better things. It did not come through. It's dead. It's gone. It's gone. Scrapyard, stripped down to nuts and bolts for pieces. I don't know. Quite frankly, I no longer care. It was a good car. I tapped it on the backside and said, well done. You've done me well. You've gone well. But the engine basically blew, and the guy was like, it's going to cost $4 or $5 grand. Not worth that, mate. Not worth that. So we move onwards. Yeah. And now, cash money, baby. Nissan Qashqai. The cash money crew. Spelt with a Q, of course. Twayna, I had to update you. So it's kind of like a trouble, but somewhat a remedy bundled in there as well. Any thoughts on my ups and downs?
Well, what did you start with? You're on a... What are you on now?
Renault Capture.
Was that the first one? This is gone. And what have you got now?
The Nissan Qashqai.
This is like bringing sexy back, literally. Do you know what I mean? This is. I'm sitting there going.
Yeah, I know. I am.
Johnny's doing sexy talk. It's like he's just. If you're just listening to this and you can't see Johnny, then he's even more stunning now than he was before. Do you know what I mean? It's like.
That's true. That is all true. Thanks, Twayna. Thanks for someone laying it out finally. No, honestly, like I do school runs and stuff, and my game has just gone up so much. Like he's the dad jumping out the Qashqai. Don't get me wrong, loads of parents have got Qashqais, but I feel like finally my Spotify links up to my car seamlessly instead of the Capture where I used to have to constantly disconnect it. I mean, my life, I look like a struggling, strained man getting out, but now I can honestly say that I am in a situation where I'm feeling good about how life's going well now.
Good, I'm glad.
The Qashqai crew.
I know you were running around doing cabs and all of that stuff.
My wife has called me, which has messed up my record. So let me go to now I'll be able to hear you. You say something?
She's still.
Yeah, there you go.
Just wife calls, you hang up. Great.
It's not so much that. It's ever since I've had the Qashqai, she wants to know where I am all the time. Love it. Twayna, you ready to heal some troubles?
Let's do it, Johnny. I'm ready.
Let's do it. Right, here's the first trouble. Dating has been a disaster for me. I have had so many awful experiences, I'm considering giving up altogether. I am a 28-year-old woman who can't face another horrible date. I've been catfished, love-bombed and freaked out. Where have all the good guys gone? I chatted to the last man for a month before meeting him. When we saw each other in person, he was totally over the top, presenting me with a massive bunch of red roses and expressing his undying love before the Maynes had even arrived. it put me off. But when I told him I didn't want to see him again, he threatened to kill himself. Before that, a guy wanted to meet at 2 remote locations I didn't know. He bombarded me with texts and voicemails demanding I go to him. He insulted me when I told him I didn't want anything more to do with him. I'm a chatty, personable, pretty bright woman. So why is finding a normal man to date proving so difficult? Twayna, what do you reckon?
Where have all the good guys gone? Well, one of them's in a Nissan Qashqai. The rest get what you're looking in the wrong places. School runs I hear are quite good. School runs with men in Nissans. They might be married to somebody else, but that's where the good guys are, on the school run, and not on dating apps and not wherever else that this woman seems to be finding the men. Where is she getting them from? Like, is this like, I don't want to like slag off ex-offenders, but where is she finding these particular group of men that she seems to be? Do you know what I mean? I think where she's sourcing her potential life partner from is in the wrong place. That's where I'm most concerned with this.
I mean, so I've got to be honest. I've been doing a bit of introspection as a man, as a Qashqai driver, and I've realised how many men and honestly, this is like the issues of patriarchy. I'm not even putting all the blame at men's feet. It's a system that leaves men flailing around at times. But some of the ways guys end up acting is just all over the gaff. It really is. Now, if you're rolling up on a first date and when someone says they don't want to see you again, you're threatening to kill yourself. That's your go-to. I mean, what the fuck is going on? And you think bringing a bunch of roses at the start is going to smooth all that over. This is what happens when you start getting involved in Plenty of Fish or Tinder or Bumble. The ladies are in control, are they? Only till a man shows up and says he's going to kill himself because you don't want to see him again. Control's gone. Control has gone. So, no, there are a bunch of guys out there who I do think if you're, a hetero lady looking for a guy to settle down with, you get past a certain stage and the pickings are extremely slim. And and let's be clear, there are loads of ladies with just the same issues as guys, but I do think that guys en masse seem to have a lot of issues like this that they don't necessarily resolve. So I've got a lot of sympathy for her. The only thing I would say to Anna is she's ended it with, I'm a chatty, personable, pretty bright woman. Yeah, arrogant. That pretty might bright. Be why. Yeah. Maybe you're turning him off by bragging about yourself all the time. Do you know what I mean? Could have gone in there going, I'm just an honest person trying to love someone. But no, I'm pretty bright. I'm personable. I'll give it a rest. Can we talk about me as well? So, yeah, I mean, it's tough out there, Twayna. What solution should we find? Obviously, she's hitting dating apps and stuff like that. Where do you think, I know you mentioned the Qashqai and school runs, but where else have we heard successful relationships being formed?
Bus stops is a good one.
That's where you do your damage, is it? Bus stops? Okay. Cool.
Bus stops, cash machines, job centre. That's my go-to. You'll find the love of your life in one or all of those places.
Now, all of those locations are all often places that people will urinate against the wall at as well. So,
I've been trying to chat somebody up when they're at a cash machine. You try to put your pin in. I find you extremely attractive. You're like, what the fuck?
I'm just trying to get some money. If you say no, I'll kill myself. Cool. No, well, in general, keep going at it. It sounds like you've got some stuff going for you, even if you do write your own reviews. And ultimately, don't lose count of finding people in real life. I know we've become a more insular society these days, but you've got to keep yourself open to it because you never know when it's going to come. And also, the final point I would say is make sure that you are advertising that you're interested. I think some people give up so quickly that even if there was a potential match, they'll be like, oh, right, I didn't even know you'd be interested because we're not always aware of what we're expressing through our body language and whatever else. So try to stay positive and keep being open and available to new people. And I'm sure someone will come along. That's it, Twayna. One
Perfect.
down, easy peasy. Next trouble.
Should my husband stop quoting song lyrics during serious conversations? He has a lyric for every occasion and always has something in his back pocket to suit the moment. If we're not having a serious conversation, then a lyric or two doesn't matter. But if we are, it ruins the vibe. He thinks throwing in a line or two lightens the mood, but I think it's annoying and an avoidance tactic. Johnny, you've got a lyric. I know you have.
I love this, to be fair. I do stuff like this myself. But I also do one that's a little bit gross. Sometimes when I burp, I make it into a song. So I end up making it into Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. Like if I burp, ba-doo-doo, and my wife has probably questioned our marriage from that point on, whether she wants to stay in this sordid affair. But I find that enjoyable, and I am prone to getting lyrics involved, in different situations. What I would say is the silliness is what I think helps a lot of relationships survive. I understand there has to be a time and place for serious conversations, of course, but being light-hearted about things, listen, there's plenty of serious that keeps coming at you throughout your life, but being able to be a little bit jovial does, keep things light-hearted and interesting rather than just constantly only ever moaning to each other. So I've got a bit of sympathy for this guy, to be fair. Would you reckon, Twayna?
I think it's a bit of a fun as well. But it depends what he's singing, though, innit? If he's singing "I love bit bug, love bit but love,"
remix.
I come again, my selector. I like big butts, and I like that one or something. When she said, "I think I'm going to be made redundant," it's just like maybe he's telling her to go and be a sex worker. Maybe he's just, I don't know. He gets nervous. Sometimes being serious is, I don't think it's an avoidance tactic 100%. He doesn't want to be told off, maybe. Maybe he doesn't want a serious conversation. And maybe he's like, finds it stressful. So he's just trying to, like you said, lighten the mood. You can get get too heavy with big serious conversations sometimes. But if you keep it light with a sing song or two, then it's just like, let's not, you know what I mean? He's trying to keep your marriage going.
Well, first of all, I would feel disappointed if he's saying, I like big butts, if the wife has said that she's getting made redundant. If it's not themed, then you're wasting your time. He should be coming out with money's too tight to mention, like off the back of a redundancy declaration, or I have nothing. That would be, okay, yeah, cool. Then I could just be on board with that kind of stuff. But don't just come out of random, my girl, what's that, mate?
I'm just thinking of your playlist now on the school run. I'm just like, window wound down, Johnny's just leaning out, just
a bit of Whitney.
Leaning back like he's in a low rider. I have nothing. It's like doing a bit of Whitney, yeah.
Never put limits on yourself. That's what I say. Dare to dream. But no, as long as the songs are
themed,
thematic, and big ballads, extra points for them, then I'm saying maybe you are the person who should chill out and get off his back, because he sounds like he's having a great time. He's a great entertainer, and
join in and harmonise.
Exactly. A little bit
Compliment
of background.
it, yeah. Come on. I think she's missing the trick here, actually. I think you could just get on board and sing your way through it.
Or find yourself someone new, because I tell you what, when this ends up in divorce court and he's just like, I sing and think, even the judge will be there being like, what, and you don't even sing? I mean, he's done well without you. And he's getting the kids. So there we go. I think loosen up a little bit. I understand it's annoying, but that's kind of what marriages are about. Living with people's annoying idiosyncrasies and getting on with it. Move on. That one's sorted out as well, Twayna. Let's get to the next trouble. I've fallen in love with a female coach driver colleague, but she's married. I'm a woman of 31 and I love my job on the coaches. I do school runs 3 days a week and then day trips and private hire other times. I'm gay, and when we had a vacancy, the boss took on another woman. She's 40. After working some jobs together, we have become so close. We do the same shifts and we spend as much time as we can together. She has a son of 12, but her marriage is in tatters. Her husband is an abusive bully who drinks too much. I've told her how I feel about her, and she has said she feels the same. We've had sex 4 times now, and I know I want to be with her forever, but she won't make that leap of faith to leave him. Twayna, what'd you make of this one?
I don't even know. I laughed when she said they've had sex 4 times. Oh, I love it. I fallen in love with a female coach driver colleague, but she's married. Yeah, look, give her time. She's got a husband and she's got a child. She needs to kind of leave with the child, sort of, with the relationship sort of as healthy as possible, because she's got a child. Do you know what I mean? She can't just suddenly sort of just set up home with you. And also, do you know what I mean? She might leave him, but she might not want to spend the rest of her time with you either. You just take it slow. Look, you're sleeping together, you're driving a coach, you're living your best life, you're a dream woman. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot going on here. I think you're in a healthy place. Just support her as much as you can, and she'll probably come along when she's ready.
That's right, Twayna. Keep having the secret affair, and it'll all work out. No, what I like about this, first of all, you laughed at it, but I mean, maybe it's a turn of phrase, but we've had sex 4 times now, and I know I want to be with her forever. Well, because it's 4. Was that your cut-off, is it?
Yeah.
When you were 3, I was unsure, but after the 4th bang, that's it. You're the woman for me. I mean, it's good. And I just love the idea that you're both on your little coach runs, you know, dropping all the kids off and then back to the garage for a quick bang.
Yeah,
She's
well,
like,
this is all happening, yeah.
It's great. It's great. But, you know, the reality is I think you said it very well. She has got a son to think about in this. So it's not just a case of this, you know, twat indoors is holding her back. She's probably trying to navigate it, you know, going with minimal impact on her son. But the guy sounds like a twat, even if it is this person's description of him. And so if this is as she says it is, maybe have sex 5 times, see if it still feels the same. Yeah. But if that's the case, I, like you, think that this, if it's meant to be, it will start to come around. But what you can't do is rush her. She's trying to manage the situation, and yeah, keep enjoying your coach rounds, keep enjoying your
illicit sex.
Your illicit sex, yeah, nothing wrong with that. And see if it. Hopefully, it'll work out. Hopefully, it will work out for the best. And you know, get her doing some private hire as well, and you can coordinate that. You know what I mean? Just say, yeah, got private hire. Go for a little spa. Stay somewhere there or something like that. Just take the bus. And either way, bus drivers tend to be a little bit aggy on the roads because they've got a big vehicle. If you see the pissed up husband out and about, get that bus over, just ram off the roads. Do you know what I mean? That might be a way to sort. Don't do, from a legal perspective, don't do that. The podcasts are never suggesting
it's
attempted
important,
murder,
Johnny,
to
that
resolve.
you do the legal disclaimer for a troubled shared when you're about to say for somebody to hit somebody else with a vehicle. It's important.
Yeah, always get that down. If I ever miss that, always just remind me to get ourselves legally bulletproof. Yeah. Attempted murder is never an actual solution to a problem. Continue the illicit. Yeah, exactly. Right, that one's sorted. Give her time. She will come around. Right, here's the next trouble.
My daughter has very distinctive looks and not in a good way. In childhood, she was badly bullied. In the past, I encouraged her to undergo plastic surgery to pin back her ears, and she was very pleased with the result. When she was 18, I paid for a rhinoplasty, but this surgery went horribly wrong. She was left awfully disfigured with most of her nose bridge gone and her nose tip as bulbous as before. I want to encourage her to undergo another rhinoplasty, but worry that if I keep on talking about it, it will hurt her confidence. What should I do?
Now, this is quite punchy, isn't it? I mean, whoa, I was trying to work out the rhinoplasty is left her disfigured. Her nose bridge is gone. I mean, we're talking like Daniela Westbrook kind of stuff.
Possibly, but no, she's not got that bit. But also,
I mean,
and the rest of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm getting Daniela Westbrook kind of vibes about this situation, which, if that was the case, you probably would want to sort that out. Because at the very least, people are going to think she's had a coke problem, like Daniela. So you don't want to get the tongues wagging. Especially when you've got your ears pinned back, seems a bit of a waste because then no one's focusing on your nice ears.
Because they can't get past your nose.
Exactly. So, and I don't want to mock too much because obviously this is someone's actual life.
An actual face.
But even the way that you've described it, her nose bridge is gone. Her nose tip is as bulbous as before. That's a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't trust you to give her a critique on her looks when you're describing it as that. Who goes in and goes, oh, nose tip's looking a bit bulbous today, isn't it? At least you sorted your ears out. I mean, no wonder why she's in and out of surgery left, right and centre. I think that you should somewhat stay out of it and say that if this person wants to do anything, you would be there to help. But if anything, try to build up their self-esteem, saying that they are lovely and they are worth more than whatever they look like anyway. And you will support them either way. That's all you can do. But certainly don't throw around the term bulbous that much. It tends not to be very good for someone's self-esteem when talking about one's appearance. Twayna, what do you reckon?
100%. I'm not a massive fan of this problem because I think it's a bit, I'm like, you're a parent here, and I just found it a bit critical of your child, the way that your child looks. And of all the people in the world who should support their children, it should be your parents, isn't it, really? And you just think, you need to be her support in this situation and not the person who's like pointing out the flaws. Do you know what I mean? My daughter has very distinctive looks and not in a good way. Wow. That's like, what an opening. Just like, yeah, no, just...
Well, not just that, Twayna. In childhood, she was badly bullied.
By who?
By you.
Yeah.
Like, it seems to be an admission more than a description.
Who was bullying her? Like, at school maybe, but also at home, like having it, in the past, I encouraged her to undergo plastic surgery. What? To pin back her ears. I mean, they're your ears as well. You gave her those ears. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you're to blame. You've got defective genes.
That's a good thing as well, isn't it? Yeah, maybe, say to... What you should be saying is go to your daughter and go, obviously in tears, maybe clutching a whiskey bottle and say, look, it's my fault you're hideous. And then at least get on the same level, you know what I mean? I did this to you. So, and then she might feel, well, all right, mum's getting it. You know, I presume this is a mum. I think it's a mum.
I think so.
And but overall, I would go probably back for a genuine solution of what I was saying about just support her either way and try to make it clear that you think she's wonderful the way she is. But if she wanted to try and correct something to sort out the bulbous tip of her nose, then you're there. You're there.
She's probably really aware of how she looks. She doesn't need her mum her parent, I reckon it's her mum though, to remind her of how she looks. And she'll probably get round to sorting that out when she just feels a bit more confident and has the money. Do you know what I mean? So just support her and just stop being a cow.
Yeah, I mean, it is a weird person whose first solution is, let's get my children back into surgery. It just seems a little bit off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe invest in some parenting, tuition and counselling and save your money on surgery. That might be a way forward.
Read a book about gentle parenting of adults and not just children. How do I gentle parent my ugly child, my ugly grown-up daughter? There's probably a pamphlet out about that, so I'd go look for that online.
Forward by Daniela Westbrook. So let's go. Move on to that trouble sorted out. Right. I had a reunion with my old friend recently. I hadn't seen him for ages, so I was really looking forward to it. It was all going well, and we had loads to talk about until something happened. He took the piss out of my career. To be fair, I'm not what you'd call high-powered. In fact, my wife is the main earner in our household. She's a lawyer and I'm a teacher. But I went down to part-time when our third child was born and never went back to full-time. Reason being, we agreed when we first talked about having kids that one of us should be around when they got home from school, that we didn't really want them to go to a childminder every day, and that one of us would take a step back until they were in high school. Americans. But my friend basically made out like I wasn't being man enough and should feel embarrassed about being almost a stay-at-home dad and only working part-time. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. It's made me furious. What's my mate's problem, Twayna?
Your mate's a dickhead. There's a dickhead and a dinosaur. Come on. Parents, somebody needs to look after kids. And if it's, traditionally it would have just been women, but apparently now in 2026, women can go to work and have a career, which is an interesting concept. But that means that sometimes men can't have a full-time career because a woman wants to go and do what men used to do, which is earn their own money, which is an interesting concept. So, and if you want to have children, because people are expected to have children if they marry somebody, then somebody has to look after children. And women don't want to do that stuff anymore. They're like, I'll carry this person inside my body for 9 months, but then as soon as they're born, I'm out the door because I want to earn my own money because I'm sick of this shit. And your friend is a Neanderthal and he needs to get on board with what's happening in 2026.
I love that, Twayna, and I love the idea. This person needs to get realistic. If you need Twayna's services to come round to your mate's show, oi, dickhead dinosaur, she will do it. Okay, she offers that service. I couldn't agree more with you. And this one resonates a bit with me because it's actually happened with me. So I have children with my wife, and when we were working out the logistics of it, certainly after we had our second one, more so. It was like, well, we can't kind of both do this and work all the time anyway. And with my work, it was much more kind of inconsistent and volatile than my wife. So I went back to doing kind of full-time, and to doing part-time. And now I record a trouble podcast with a friend, a comedian friend of mine. So,
You're doing well.
Other bits. Yeah. Trying to get back on my feet. So, thank God for my wife. We're eating. So no, I do. But look, let's get down to the crux of it. I do think that this is to do with those expectations again of men that they are going to be some kind of, caveman, breadwinners, bring home, a fresh kill. And it's not compatible with modern living. And the reality is most couples, if they have children, still need to have two people working one way or the other. So I actually look at it in a situation where this person and maybe my situation is in some ways the most valuable because it's the one that's flexible enough to be able to do both. And most full-time jobs just don't allow you to do that. So being able to be in a situation where you can bring in some income, a reduced income, but some, and still, minimize your outgoings on childcare and stuff is what actually takes your combined earnings to the next level and stuff. So forget about what this moron says. He's probably, on his own, dreaming about having a family, and be proud of what you do to provide for your family, because it's not just all about paychecks. It's about emotional support, being there, and obviously whatever you are earning is also keeping the family going. So feel proud.
So Johnny, when you said that your job was inconsistent and volatile, what was that? Like bomb disposal? What were you, robbing banks? What exactly were you doing?
All of those, or stand-up comedy.
Okay.
Stand-up comedy. To be honest, there would have been less danger in bomb disposal sometimes with some of the gigs I've had. But the idea of going out late at night and all of this, and it's doing certain bits that I had to do or was doing in comedy were increasingly more of a strain when you've got a young family, late nights, boom and bust finances. So obviously when you've got a family, consistency and predictability is important, and it makes sense that I can do the things that I know that I'm going to earn out of, or things that I'm passionate about, rather than just, yay, we've had a good month here, guys. We've just bought a Qashqai. Next month, it's pot noodles every day for the family, and not one to yourself. So, I have a lot of sympathy for this guy, but he's doing the right thing, and sounds like his mate's a twat.
Yeah, being your mate, it's not worth having him around.
There you go. Binned off, mate. On to the final trouble of this episode. Here we go, Twayna.
I am in my mid-50s and I've never had the chance to experience anal sex. Gather your thoughts, everybody. My wife is a dear, loving woman and our sex life is otherwise fantastic. In the days when we both used to drink more, she was willing to give it a try, but we were both novices and she couldn't relax enough in the places that mattered to get things going. My wife no longer drinks, and whenever I hint that we might further explore the possibilities, I get a loving kiss and a redirection. Would I be terribly in the naughty corner if I strayed on a website that casually caters for such desires for those that seek them? I'm sure that it would be a one-off, probably. I guess it's one of those sexual bucket list things. Johnny, over to you.
There is a lot here, isn't there, to be honest? And I mean, I'm all for, people not, exploring their boundaries and stuff like that. Life's for living and all that. I'm not even, casting aspersions. It's, first of all, I love the fact she couldn't relax enough in the places that matter to get things going. I hope you mean like physical place on her body, not like you're trying to do this down at the pub. Just relax, love. Just relax. Yeah, that's not going to get the anal sex going. But, I also think, and I don't want to be too ageist about this, you're in your mid-50s, right? Now, if you were someone that had routinely done that, then fair play. But if you're asking your wife, who I'm guessing might be in her 50s as well, to be doing this for the first time, at a time when a lot of people are struggling to get any sex in these kind of, in marriages and stuff like that, or it's dwindling, you certainly have, you've got a lot of optimism there. And it comes back to what I was saying on a previous trouble. I have a lot more sympathy for people who, or a lot less sympathy for people who have not changed in their relationship. So if your wife's always been the same and you're asking her to do something different, then that's a you thing.
Yeah.
If she has suddenly said, oh, I want to do something completely different, then it's like, well, now I have sympathy for you, because it's like you're being asked of something new. But to boil it down to the fact, if I go onto these websites, I mean, and also what websites are casually offering people to have anal sex with? Just let us know, mate. And
we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah. We do want to know. We can add it to the index and glossary. But I'm sure it would be a one-off. Probably. You couldn't even get
probably, isn't it?
The next sentence was one word. Probably, I guess. But yeah, it sounds like you are really contemplating it, but you need to be very careful, because if you do this, it's not less cheating because your wife doesn't want to do it. You'll be having an affair, and do you really want to lose your marriage just to have a sex bucket list thing box ticked off? I'm not sure it's that worth it, to be honest, mate. And maybe find a sex toy. You can do it in yourself and just imagine it. Who knows? But probably best not to become adulterous. What do you reckon, Twayna?
It's the fact that he's got a sexual bucket list. Like, I thought people just generally had a bucket list, and there might be like one thing, maybe sexual, that on a bucket list of 100 things. But he's got a separate list for sex, which I think is interesting. How many things are on this sexual bucket list? What else is on this sexual bucket list? Because, I mean, if you've got anal sex on there, I'm sure there's a hell of a lot of other stuff on that sexual bucket list as well, which makes me think, Jesus Christ, who is this man? Who's this woman being married to? I'm flabbergasted. I really am. But also, like you, I think it's like, listen, she's 50. She's perimenopausal at best. She might be up for it, but like you're saying, she's really not. She's not up for it. And therefore, you're going to have to find a way of getting this out of your system. Maybe not physically. This is the thing, not with a stranger. I feel your marriage is well and truly over if she finds out that you've gone and buggered somebody casually that you found off of a website. Your marriage can't survive that. It really cannot survive that. And you're saying it will probably a one-off. You don't really want it to be a one-off, though. You want it loads. Therefore, sir, like Johnny said, find a sex toy, fashion something out of, I don't know, a couple of peaches, make this, you can make it happen. A bit of bacon, I don't know, you can do all sorts. Pigs, innit? Pigs are like human flesh. That's why I like in medical situations. That's why they do stitches on like bits of pork. I know you're a veggie, Johnny, but I've watched some medical stuff. So they learn to do stitches on like a bit of like a pig's trotter, because it's the same like texture of like human skin. I think I've said too much.
Now I've got nothing but question marks after I went round to Twayna's for a peach cobbler. I never should have eaten it. To me, she couldn't give me gammon quick enough.
I had loads left. I had to get rid of them, otherwise they would have just gone off.
It was literally it was peaches and cows and pigs' snouts that were being fed to us, and I don't know what happened there. No, I agree, and it's crazy. I love the fact that she used to be up for it when she drunk, but now she's not drinking. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't even get boozed up enough anymore. Yeah. It's but no, unless you put it to her and just ask permission to do something like this, which I still think would piss her off in the first place. And is that really worth it? Yeah. I don't know, but certainly not. And so just get yourself on Amazon or whatever, place you get your stuff. Get your peaches ordered. Get your bacon. Streaky works best, I've heard. And fashion yourself a makeshift anus and pound away there. Pound away. That's it.
I'm glad that's you that said that, Johnny, that last bit. Cut that up for socials, please. That should work.
There we go. Twayna, we've done it again. 6 troubles, knocked out the park, healed. I've got myself a new car. We're feeling good. Do we feel like we've healed the world?
Yeah. 100%.
I think we do. No one ever thanks us, but we know that they care. Well, we'll be back with episode 15 of A Trouble Shared next Tuesday. It drops every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Do, as always, talk about this podcast, please, people. If you're enjoying it, let other people know that you're enjoying it. Share it with them. Get them to listen, watch, whatever. And we'll thank you kindly for it. Apart from that, all that I'm going to say is a trouble shared is a trouble halved. So there you go. See you next time. Bye.